Ladies and gentlemen, I am the Illusionist. Welcome back to Blood Bowl. We're about to begin the second half of the team. The Ironbeards facing off Team Hippy. I'm playing the Dwarves, my opponent is playing the Wood Elves. Boy, that was a strange first half. Look at that. Two Dwarves, badly injured. Doesn't happen very often, and at the hand of Elves no less. It's not all gone their own way. They had 4 KOs originally, 2 of them got up at the start of the half. 1 dead lineman. It's Canopy, not Canapé, he's gone out of the game for good. However, I have no substitutes. I have no choice but to get as many people as I can up close, because I am kicking. I don't know where the dice roller has gone. Interesting. That might turn up, it'll be fine. Wait for my opponent to set up. He's taken the worst of this half. Played keep away a little bit too long, but if he can't get the ball, he can't score. Fine by me. Now, I've got all the work to do. Elves can score in 2 turns. As a dwarf, I can just about manage it in 3. There we go, welcome back. So it's a high kick, which means one of the elves can move, I think it's a square, to try and get underneath the ball as it lands. So I've made life that little bit easier for him. Random dice, it's all good. And he does, good catch. Immediately this is a problem for me. It's his turn, he's got the ball. All he has to do, as he proved he could do in the last half, push through this line, run a guy through. I'm going to struggle to catch him. Let's see what he makes of it. I think at this point we were having a quick joke through the chat box. Praise Nuffle was the phrase being used quite a lot, because someone managed to catch a ball. Incredible, I know. Now again, he's done the same thing. He's put this guy on the edge and attacked in this tackle zone. I might have put the guy there and attacked from here to just keep running through. I mean, as it turns out, it works quite well, because he can just work down the line, pushing my guys out of the way. If that hadn't have worked though, he'd have tied up both his players against the Dwarves, and he'd have struggled to get out of the way when my blockers clobbered him in the next turn. Nice and shy lineman. He's still outnumbered. He still doesn't want to get close to the Dwarves if he doesn't have to. That's what that was about. Itchy trigger finger, I believe. However, I immediately get back up, get back into line. I'm still outnumbering even his front line. So what I want to do here is start blitzing. Knock over as many of his guys as I can, so that I can advance my runner and my blocker on the right hand side forward, and to try and chase down his linemen. That's the way to beat elves. Mark them, stop them moving freely, and beat them down when you can. It helps the dice don't make you push every opportunity they get. Still, that's Blood Bowl for you, I guess. This is more of a scare tactic than anything. I failed the go for it roll, but I got there in the end thanks to a re-roll. They reset at the start of the half. If I can get the ball off him early, this puts me in a really good position, deep into his territory, hopefully with the ball in my hands. Make the blitz with my runner. Oh no! Both down, with the one guy on my team who doesn't have the block skill. I don't know if you caught that, look at the bottom left. He's dead. Dead, dead, dead. Oh. Could not have gone worse. Look at him. Lockgar, Axebeard, Axson. Famous son of Gotrek, Axebeard, Axe, the runner in the former league I used to play in. Meets his demise, as you'd expect. Bouncing off an elf. Bouncing hard. all is not entirely lost. I have most of his team pinned down. Spoke too soon. Blitzer gets a fractured skull. That's -1 armour value. Leaves him at 8. Not a terrible result, but he's out for the rest of the game. What's going on? Dwarves beaten up by elves. It's against nature, I tell you. Puts me in a tackle zone. Makes the blitz. Both down or attacker down. I'd re-roll that too. Gets defender down. So I'm on the floor in a puddle of my own blood. He's got 2 guys right next to the ball and picks it up. Really, really bad position. So it's now 7-on-6. My advantage has been wiped out almost. Sure, knock him on his back. Why not? Let the war dance have a go too. Thankfully just a push. He's used his reroll, so he couldn't do much better than that. That looked risky to me, but he seems to know what he's doing. At least there's only one player for him to dodge away from. It makes life a lot easier getting out of tackle zones that way. I'm kind of at a loss of what to do. Obviously I can stand him back up, and I can punch the lineman in the face, and I can punch the war dancer in the face. Doesn't get me any close to the ball though. Especially not if I start pushing his lineman out of my tackle zones. Stunned. Okay. No, KO. Even better. That's a really good result for me. His linemen have got decent stats. Fairly fast, very agile. The only person on his team with any skills in offense was his war dancer. He's now off the pitch until the end of the drive, at the very earliest. That makes me feel a lot more comfortable. And I've got a couple of bodies free here to start moving up towards his ball carrier. Start ping-ponging the lineman backwards and forwards between a couple of blockers. I've got block, he doesn't. Pretty easy ending there. Risk a 1 dice block. Again, I've got block, I've got thick skull. It's only a 1 in 6 chance something would go wrong. What I'm hoping to do here is knock this guy over, put his ball carrier in a tackle zone. He now has to dodge to get his ball carrier anywhere. Again, one more risk that I don't have to take. So I couldn't reach him with the blitz directly. And he knows this. So what he starts doing is building a cage of sorts. See that? That was his last reroll to get away from there. Puts his lineman way out of the reach of most of my team, and then starts to surround it with other bodies so that I can't get in and do anything about it, he hopes. Personally, I think that guy's too far forward. Dwarves, they've only got movement 4. At best he could get there. He's certainly not going to be able to run around to the lineman. He has to go this way. I'd have put him here. And that is going to cost him. That was a bonus. I'd have settled to send him out of the way. So what I want to do now is get to his ball carrier. I want to be able to attack him and knock him over. If I put a dwarf in any of these 3 squares here, he's going to be in the tackle zone of this guy or this guy. So it's going to be 2 dice, my opponent chooses the result. Unless I put a player In these guys' tackle zones, which means they are marked, they will not be able to assist an attack on the ball carrier, Woodsman Chopper. Carry on, fans, you may snigger if you wish. This is what I'm working on in my brain right now as I'm looking at this. Trying to work out, can I blitz him out the way and get him? No, he can just run forward out the way. Then I remember, oh yeah, tackle zones. Put a guy here. No one in these is now under his protection. Do the same again from over here. I mark the linesman. I'm slightly below him so that he either has to dodge away from me and thus not close to the end zone, or he has to dodge twice to get through these tackle zones. Either way, he's marked. Mark with the lineman. Now his tackle zone doesn't count. If I get this guy through here or this guy, it's one-on-one. Straight roll, 1 dice. 50-50, no, sorry. 2 in 3 chance of giving him a push, 2 in 3 chance of knocking him down, 1 in 6 chance of hurting myself. I get so very lucky and I knock him over. Defender down. Perfect. Could not have hoped for more. Fortunately, I'm a dwarf. I can't move any further, so I have to just sit and stare at that ball for a turn. Look at it. Right there. I want it. This is why you mark everyone. He was trying to do the same thing. Get a 1 dice block on this guy, knock him over, pick up the ball. Instead, he tripped. I get this guy out the way, because it's a -1 penalty to pick the ball up if you're in an enemy's tackle zone. You knock him down, that doesn't apply. Look at the carnage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from original 11 elves, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of original 11 dwarves. Yep, that was just what I needed. Every elf is now on the floor. So what I need to do is find a guy with some sort of agility. Snorri Sumson, agility 3 is my best bet. He's picking up the ball on, I think, a 4+, flubs it. Not a big loss. The elves are all on the floor, only a couple of them to get up. One of them's way up here, he can't really do much about anything. Strong position. I have to capitalise on it quickly. And I have to start running towards the end zone soon after. I'm not sure what he hoped to achieve there. I mean, no, he couldn't blitz me, he couldn't get out of the way, but at the same time... Oh, again! Yep, bodies on the floor count for pushing people off. What's that? Another fractured skull, I think. And he flubs. That was just a sheer stroke of luck. If he'd have picked up the ball, dodged out of the way. How far can he run? 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I wouldn't catch him, he'd score. I couldn't have hoped for more. 3 on 1, try and knock him down. Get it. KO, sheer stroke of luck. Problem, I've got no rerolls. All my guys have agility 2. It means I'm picking the ball up on a god-awful roll. So, you prioritise. That's going to cost me a turnover. I do all my safe moves first. These guys will be standing up next turn, so I mark them all, so they can't do anything else. Fortunately, yeah, I needed to see a 5+ to pick that ball up, and I got it. Now everyone is marked. Risky, go for it, but if that guy had stood up and thrown the block of the gods, he could have taken the ball off me. I'd have never picked it up again. It's worth that 1 in 6 chance of failure just to move out of his way. So I'm forcing him, not just to get up, not just to make a risky block. Blodge is a different thing entirely. But I'm also forcing him to dodge to do it. And that's what happens when you do. Really, really unlucky for the Elves at this point. But you've got to capitalise on it. One guy on his feet. Pushing back. Still got a 2-on-1. Again. Should have done that first. It was safe for me to do that. Got ahead of myself. Again, I like punching Elves. Why not? Knock him down. Mark the body, just for good measure. You never know if he can get up and make a really, really lucky blitz or not. Same with that guy. He can reach me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He goes for it, he can blitz me. Same with that guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He can't, so I'm not too worried about marking him. Gotta admit, there's a lot of carnage on the pitch. The turns go a lot faster all of a sudden. Speed Blood Bowl. You start out with 5 corpses instead of half a team. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 injuries. Ugh. Again, he tried the one random blitz. Did exactly what I wanted to do. Dodge roll into 2 places. He needs a 5 to land successfully. Got no re-rolls. The odds were against him there. I move further up. So very close to the end zone. One more turn left to go. I mark up. At the very least, he has to go a long way around. Same with this guy. He's not going to blitz me, which is what I want. Look at the blood. Look at the bones, etc, etc. It seems unfair, really, that this should happen to my opponent. He's been a really good sport so far. I've known people rage quit for less than this. He blitzes my blocker. At this point, the best he could have hoped to do was injure me and get some star player points. Instead, I jump on him and break his nose, and he goes down again. I don't need to block anyone, doesn't help me. However, movement forward, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spaces. I'm going to make 2 go for it rolls with no re-rolls. And this pause is me typing to my opponent, would you like to bet I'm going to fail this? Booyah! Touchdown! That was sheer good fortune on my part. He failed a bunch of rolls he shouldn't have. I succeeded a bunch I needed to. Finally got the last move of the last turn of the game and got the points I wanted. Damn, that was a lot of injuries there. That's going to cost me in the next game. End of game summary. Match rating 9 out of 20. I disbelieve that's how this works. That's just rude. However, 1 death, 2 casualties, 7 KOs. That's 10 players who at some point were off the pitch. Cool. 8 casualties sustained. Hang my head in shame. MVP goes to son of a Birch the War Dancer, the one guy who was everywhere all the time until he got punched in the face. MVP goes to Snorri Sun Sun. He was the blitzer who went off the pitch in turn 14 or something. I think he got a cracked skull for his troubles. And he levels up, which is great. I'll work that out later. First game of the season. Dwarves versus Elves. Victory to the Beards. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been the Illusionist. This is Blood Bowl. Thank you very much for watching. Hope I'll see you in the next match soon. Bye bye.